So great. So today we are talking about the Thermomix cooking modes and features. All right. In fact, Thermomix has combined more than 30 functions, and it will get increasing. All right. So again, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Catherine. Today I will be your host. All right, to cover all the content. So without further ado, let's start with today's training. Okay. Now, we have this Thermomix. In fact, Thermomix provides 3 different cooking methods to all of us. All right, and last sessions, a month ago, I have shared the cookie do, which is the guided cooking. And today, I will mainly share about the automated features mode. Okay, so you can see a lot of modes that are available on your TM6. So I will go through one by one to tell you, to highlight the functions and what is the care and tips on how to make sure that you can make use of the maximize the features in your cooking process. Okay, and of course, the manual cooking is to operate the time, temperature, speed, and I will also cover a bit on this manual cooking. Okay, some the important notes that like how to control the temperature is very, very important. Hi, Mimi. Okay, I see some chats, some comments in the chat. Welcome everyone again. So if for those who just came in, I'm Catherine. So and later I will open the sessions for you to ask questions if you have any. Okay, but I'll try my best to cover as much as possible. Now, so let's start with the mode. Okay, because I do not want to waste too much time, so we just go into the content directly. Okay, so the first mode that I would like to introduce tonight is the scale mode, which is very, very commonly used by all the users, and it actually started on your screen as the first mode, right? So the scale precisely can weigh in 1 grams interval. I'm sure most of you know about it. Okay, so and you can actually add in the ingredients one by one without moving the previous ingredients out from the bowl, right? And you can just reset to 0 by tapping the tab. And there are 2 ways for you to weigh your ingredients. One way is in the mixing bowl itself, okay, directly in the mixing bowl. And the second way is in case you are not very confident that whether you will actually pour too much liquid or too much oil into it or too much flour, you can actually put a bowl on top of the cover lid, the mixing bowl lid, just like what you see in the picture here. All right, and then you can just tear the scale and start to weigh your ingredients. So you can have 2 methods. One is in the bowl, the other one is on the lid. All right, and sometimes when you start, it may have maybe like -1 or 1 grams. That is pretty common because pretty normal, because the weighing scales sensor is actually at the bottom of the machines. Okay, so sometimes if you want to start and then a bit of movement, maybe the wind will also affect the sensitivity. Okay, just make sure that you tear again, you press tear again, and then you start to weigh it. All right, and that is a difference of plus minus 1 gram. That is fine. Okay, and the maximum weight for each time is 3 kg. So if you are weighing something which is more than 3 kgs, it will actually show a max. All right. Now, one thing that I want you to take note is the precise weight for the scale is 1 gram interval. Okay, but during the cooking process, meaning if your Thermomix is actually operating in cooking with temperature or with speed, all right, the weighing scale will actually have some adjustment. The weighing scale can only operate when the speed is at 4 or below. So if you are using speed 5, speed 6 to blend your ingredients, your food, of course, the weighing scale will not be able to activate it, because when you have higher speed, your Thermomix will be shaking, all right, shaking a bit, so that it will not have accurate grams or the amount for you to weigh. So make sure you understand that if you want to call out the scale, it can only be possible when the machine is at speed 4 or below, or when the machine is, the Thermomix is not in operations for cooking. And even if you can use it when it is cooking, if the speed is 4 and below, the interval, the scale interval is only 5 grams instead of 1 gram. Okay, because it won't be so precise when it is not moving at all. So 5 gram interval is when you are using the scale during the cooking process. Okay, so in case some of you don't know that actually you can still call out the scale while you are cooking, it is possible. All right, now there is some tips for you. Okay, to protect your scale sensors, place your Thermomix on the clean, flat, and solid surface. Okay, you are not required to use a slider for it. Every time if you want to move your Thermomix, just leave it up, okay, carry like a baby, and then you move to the locations that you want, then you just leave it there. Okay, do not drag it, and you are not advised to use a slider. So in our next sessions, when we talk about the accessories and how to do the care maintenance, I will share more about why it is not advised to use a slider. Okay, so this is the scale mode. Now let's continue to the turbo mode. Okay, the second mode that I would like to talk about is turbo mode. And if you can see on the screen, you can have 3 options when you call out the turbo mode, which is 0.5, 1 or 2 seconds. And now I can actually just switch my video, okay, and you can see the screen here. So this is the mode, and when you come over to this screen, and just now what I tell you is, I share with you is this scale. Okay, so that one you tear from here. Okay, so my machine is stable now, so it is 0 grams. Okay, now then you can see because I move a bit and become 1 grams. Okay, so this is the scale, and the second mode that I want to introduce is turbo. Okay, and you can realize the moment when I click, I just press on the turbo, you can hear a sound. The moment I press it, the locking arm is already locked. Okay, if you don't mind, you can actually see this. Okay, the locking arm is already locked. Now, so this is automatically, it will lock while you activate this turbo mode. Okay, and when you have this enlarged, you can see, you can turn to the right is 0.5 seconds and 1 second or 2 seconds. And when you enlarge this, the moment you turn the knob, okay, the selector, it will be activated. So this is the turbo mode. All right, now let me come back again to my slides. All right, so turbo mode has 3 options for you to choose the timing, the duration. Okay, and the purpose of this turbo, or the function of this turbo mode, is to help you to chop your ingredients into small pieces without over processing. For example, you have seen most of our demonstrations. Okay, we use this mode to actually process the lemon, so that it can be being scraped the flesh from the lemon, and it's not over processed. That's why our lemonade don't taste bitter. Okay, because we can process it, we can blend it in a very short time, yet it can be very fast. Okay, so this is for you to chop your ingredients into small pieces, like maybe dry sausage. Okay, but if you would like to make it pulverized into powder, like sometimes we show you using the turbo to pulverize the lump sugars, right? Because we want to show you, as advisors, we want to show the users the powerful of the motor. Okay, but for home use, for long-term usage, okay, if you want to pulverize something hard into powder base, okay, it is you can use the turbo to make it into small pieces first, just 2 seconds, and then you can actually use a higher speed maybe speed 9 or speed 8 at a longer duration from 30 seconds to 45 seconds to make it into powder. Okay, so for example, you are doing some sorbet or ice cream and your frozen fruits is quite big chunks. You can use the turbo to make it small pieces first. Then you can use the blend mode or use the manual speed 8 or speed 9 to blend it become ice cream. Okay, so this is the main functions of turbo mode. And this mode can only be activated when the temperature is below 60 degrees Celsius. So if your temperature is too high, higher than 60 degrees Celsius, this mode is not able to activate it. Just like the scale mode, when the speed is above 4, it is not able to be activated. Okay, and the locking arm can only be unlocked when you leave the turbo mode or tap on the home screen. So just now, if you are observant, okay, the moment when I tap on the home icon, the locking arm actually unlocked by itself. Okay, so don't be panicked if you are firstly using the turbo and then after that, hey, how come my turbo process is already done, but then the lock is still unlocked? Okay, so you need to tap on the home icon, or you just put the cross, tap on the cross sign to leave the turbo mode, and the locking arm will be unlocked by itself. Okay, so this is the turbo mode. And if you have not tried to use the turbo mode to do the calamansi juice, please try it soon, okay? Now, to care for your Thermomix TM6 for grinding or pulverizing, I have said that it's highly recommended to use high speed with longer time cycles instead of turbo mode. You can use the turbo mode to help you to make the chunks into a small pieces. Then if you want to really grind it into a very fine texture, use high speed with longer time cycles. This will be the great way, the best way to maintain your mixing knife. Okay, I will share more in details in my next sessions about the care and maintenance tips. All right, and if you are not sure, so what are the speed is more appropriate when I want to chop these ingredients or that ingredients? In your basic cookbook, which is come with your Thermomix for free, that a very thick cookbook, like a dictionary, is that cookbook is not only with all the recipes, there are 100 over recipes in there. At the back of the cookbook, okay, you also have a lot of informations, very useful information, including the chopping functions. For more information, they have a lot of tables, a few tables, listing down all kinds of ingredients, the grams, the weight of the ingredients, the amount of the ingredients, and what speed is appropriate and what duration is appropriate for you to achieve different texture or different outcome. That is great, right? So I want to ask, how many of you actually realize these chopping functions information in your cookbook? If you know, please put yes. If you don't know, please put no. Yeah, we have a lot of yes. That is great, meaning you are well served with the after sales service. That's why you know. Let me see if there anyone. No. Oh, there is someone. Ruth say no. Okay, so go back and or later you can just take out your cookbook and check. Okay. There are some no. It's fine if your answer is no, because after this then you get something new. All right, you'll know something which is useful for you. All right, so this is the turbo mode. Now the third one is dual mode. Okay, before I continue, I just want to remind, if you have any questions, please wait until I have completed my content so that I can I won't miss out your questions. Then I will one by one answer it. All right. Now I just saw one question, is turbo speed 10. Speed 10 and turbo is different. Turbo is even faster than speed 10. Okay, the turbo RPM is 10,700. Speed 10 is 10,200. Okay, so turbo is even faster than speed 10, but speed 10 allow you to activate for a longer duration cycle. You can use 30 seconds, use up to 1 minute, okay, or more than that. But turbo, the longest time that you can use is 2 seconds. All right, good. Now this is the door mode. All right, door mode. Who like door mode? Who loves Thermomix door mode? Please put the words door. Oh, okay, sounds like me. Some already replied me. Yes, because this door mode is very, very amazing. It imitates the professional kneading method, 5 times of clockwise and 1 times of anti-clockwise. Why we need to have 1 times of anti-clockwise is because if you imagine you are doing your dough manually, usually you will roll it, right, knead it, and you will have to roll it back, right? So that the dough will be like, the texture will be very smooth, and then this is actually imitate the professional kneading methods, because sometimes if we manually do, we might have 6 times of clockwise, then the 2 times of anti-clockwise. But for Thermomix, it's very precise. 5 times clockwise, 1 times anti-clockwise. This because this is the professional, accurate and precise way to make sure that your kneading outcome is perfect. Okay, and our kneading node, the dough mode can actually activate it up to 20 minutes. Okay, the longest maximum duration is 20 minutes. However, most of our recipes doesn't require so long, because our motor is very powerful. Okay, so with a shorter time, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes is sufficient for most of the dough recipes. Okay, and our Thermomix can actually handle up to 1 kg weight of the ingredients for kneading. Okay, the total weight that Thermomix can handle for the dough mode is 1 kg. However, remember, we will advise you to use up to 500 grams each time to achieve the best result. Though the Thermomix can handle 1 kg, but if you want to achieve the best results, 500 grams of flour or 500 grams of the ingredients plus other ingredients, maybe less than 600, is the most comfortable weight for the Thermomix to handle. Okay, the maximum weight is 1 kg for kneading, but 500-600 is the most comfortable weight. Just like you go to massage, right? If too hard, you also not comfortable. If too light, you also can't feel anything. So our Thermomix also, if you want the Thermomix to achieve the best result, 500-600 of the ingredients is the best comfortable weight. Okay, got it? If you got it, please say got it. All right, and this mode is also same as the turbo mode, can only be activated when temperature is below 60 degrees Celsius. But some of you may ask, and how if some of my ingredients, or maybe the skin of the food or the bao or whatever pastry, okay, you may need to have some temperature. I understand, because for some pastry, when you want to do the dough for the skin, it may require some temperature, 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Okay, you need to add hot water so that the texture of the skin will be perfect. But Thermomix can only, the dough mode can only be activated when it is below 60 degrees Celsius. So how do we resolve this problem? No problem, because Thermomix offered you 3 methods of cooking mode, right? The three cooking methods. So if the dough mode cannot handle with the temperature higher than 60 degrees Celsius, we use the manual mode. Okay, you just need to use speed 5 or 6 to replace the dough mode. Meaning you can add the hot water into your flour, all right? But instead of using the dough mode, you just turn the speed to speed 5 or 6. It will actually do the same kneading work for you. All right, so it can also achieve the best results for you. So this is why Thermomix is so amazing. All right, now to care for your Thermomix, okay, especially when you're using dough mode, do not leave your Thermomix unattended, because when we do the kneading, you know, even you are manually, you will also sweat, right? Sometimes last time before you have Thermomix, every time you do bread, you do the dough, always feel salty because you are sweating, and then your everything is mixed into your dough. Okay, now with Thermomix, you do not need to sweat, but you can imagine Thermomix doing this for you. It also requires strength. So when it requires strength, it will do some movement. Okay, so do not leave it unattended, because sometimes the movement, if you are placing your Thermomix very near to the edge of the table, is very dangerous. All right, so better that you just stand next to it to take care of it. Make sure you attend to it. Okay, and every time when you do the kneading, of course, sometimes we have some debris, we have some flour drops on the cover plate. Just use a damp cloth to wipe off the flour immediately after use. Okay, do not leave the debris to be there on the cover plate for too long, because after when it dry off, it's very difficult for you to clean. Then if you need strength to clean on your cover plate or your mixing bowl, whatever, you may accidentally scratch it, and then you will heart pain. Okay, so make sure that you always prepare a damp cloth when you're doing the kneading. Right after it, just clean it. Okay, so this is the three common mode that most of you will use. So I purposely put it into the as the first three modes to introduce you. Okay, so far so good. All right, let me see. Okay, for kneading manually, need to tap the reverse plate. Actually, not necessary. Okay, you just need to use the normal. No need to activate reverse. Okay, just let it with the blade icon on will do. Okay, that means clockwise will do. All right, so this is some. Okay, can we continue now? All right, okay, if can continue, just say go. Then I'll continue, okay? So let me quickly finish all the content, and then we will leave more time at the back to answer your questions. And maybe some of your questions will be answered during my sharing. Now, the next one is the next four modes that I'm going to introduce is the cooking mode, to cook different things. First thing, let's start from our breakfast, okay? So breakfast will eat egg, right? So we start with the egg boiler. Now, this egg boiler mode, there are 5 options for you to choose. Okay, so you can choose soft, medium to hard. But be careful. I need you to be attentive because this Thermomix is a German made. Okay, it's from German, so it's Germany. Okay, it's a German made. So that's why it's a European style of cooking the egg. So sometimes if you want to compare to our local kopitiam soft boiled egg, perhaps the texture may not be as precise or as accurate as what you want, okay, as expected. So what you can do is you try it out until you can find perfect options that which is fit you the best. Okay, so the maximum eggs that we advise you to put into the bowl, mixing bowl, is about 6. Medium size, about 53 grams per egg, is about 6 eggs. Reason being that we do not encourage to put too much egg, because if too much eggs is squeezing, so even though the blade is not moving, it may crack each other. Okay, so 6 eggs is the comfortable weight and the size for the Thermomix to handle, just like the dough mode, about 500-600 grams. Okay, then of course you can put in a smaller size one. Okay, then maybe you can put up to 8 lah, but medium size is about 6. And place the eggs directly into the mixing bowl. and cover eggs with water. Make sure you remember to add in water, not just the egg in the bowl and then you activate the mode, okay? Must add in the water. And you are not required to insert the simmering basket when this mode is in use. Okay, so this is how you can use this egg boiler mode. Now, some of you may know that because while you are using this egg boiler mode, the blade is not moving. Then you may have some questions because I know many of you are creative. So can we use this egg boiler to cook something that we do not want the blade to rotate and hence it will actually break the ingredients or it will shred the ingredients? Now, if you are using the egg boiler mode to cook something with sauce and you have gravies like curry and then you put tofu inside, no, okay? No, I know some of you, some users actually have tried it, but I would advise you, please don't try this method. Reason being, because if you have all these sauce or gravies, you may have starchy ingredients in there. And when the heat is up, okay, when the bowl is heating up and the blade is not moving, the gravies or the curry in the long term may actually form a layer of film, starchy film or coat on the base of the Thermomix mixing bowl. And hence, in future, it may easily lead to burnt bowl base. All right. But if you want to use plain water to boil other ingredients other than egg, yes, it is possible. For example, you are using the plain water to boil Maggi mee. Okay, I know many of you like this, but it's not healthy. Once a while is fine. Okay, you use the plain water to boil dumplings or the glutinous rice ball, fish ball, whatever ball, but not football or basketball. All right. So this is fine as long as you use the plain water to boil other ingredients. Okay, now sometimes your jagung, corn, whatever. Okay, it's fine, but do not use curry sauce to cook tofu or other ingredients that you do not want it to be broken by the blade. Okay, plain water boiling is fine. This is some tips. Okay, don't put football inside. Okay, so now if you want to have a perfect egg texture, okay, recommend to use the eggs taken out from the fridge. If you're using a room temperature, egg is okay, but then maybe you have to trial different modes to make sure that the mode is actually, the option is actually perfectly suit your case. All right, your expectations. Now, another tips is after you cook the eggs, whether you are medium soft or hard, all right, quickly after the time is up, quickly pour out the cooked eggs into a simmering basket and run cold water over the eggs without delay. Because some customers or some users may say that it's always overcooked my egg. But when I ask you, so how did you actually handle the eggs? After the egg is cooked, right? Because I'm busy with other things, so I leave it there maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute or 2 minutes, then I pour it out. And of course, with these actions or behavior, it will overcook because if you didn't pour it out immediately, the temperature in the bowl will continue to heat up the egg. All right, so it leads to overcook. Right, so this is some tips. If you want medium soft, make sure that when it's up, the time is rings already. Okay, the music sounds already. Pour it out immediately and run under the cold water so that to stop the temperature continue to heat up. Okay, so now this poster actually show the approximately timings or duration for each different options. Okay, so for example, the soft is about 9 minutes. Medium soft is 10 minutes, medium is 12 minutes, then medium hard is for 14 minutes, up to the hard is about 90 minutes. The reason why I want you to show this duration is in case you want to use the egg boiler mode to boil plain water, to boil other balls, okay, fish ball, dumplings, or glutinous rice ball, you can actually estimate which duration is suitable for you to make sure that your food is cooked. Okay, so like some things is may require more time, then you can choose the hard option. Cool. All right, the next one after breakfast, about the eggs, let's move to our lunch with the rice. Okay, so we have rice cooker mode. So now rice cooker mode is best at preparing savory rice with maximum capacity at 500 grams of rice. Now, what is the difference between the rice cooker mode and the mode that we are using simmering basket to cook the rice? Now, if you're using simmering basket, the maximum weight of the rice, the amount of the rice, capacity of the rice is about 305. Okay, 305. We don't advise you go up to 400 or 405 because the simmering basket may not be able to handle too much, especially some rice, it will expand, right? Okay, then it will be like over the capacity, so exceed the capacity. So with the simmering basket, the best amount is about 350 grams. But if you want to have a bigger portion, then you can choose the rice cooker mode. But if you are cooking just plain rice, right? Just normal rice, we will still encourage you to cook with the simmering basket because with simmering basket, it will actually wash away most of the starch. Okay, so that is actually healthier if you do not want to have a high glucose food. But with this rice cooker mode, it's just like you're using rice cooker to cook. But it is best if you are cooking savory rice. Why? It is very convenient. You can chop the ingredients, chop the shallots, chop the garlics in the bowl itself. You can add the oil to saute, and then you can add the chickens and other ingredients and water to boil and cook. Last but not least, while your water is already boiled, then the liquid already boiled, then you add the rice, the rinsed rice in there. So that you just one pot, you can do everything. You do not need to like go to the other pot to saute the ingredients and then use the rice cooker to cook the rice and then mix together. Okay, so savory rice is very convenient if you're using rice cooker mode, and you can have a bigger capacity. And we also show you the ratio of different types of rice, the water to liquid. Okay, so for jasmine rice, you require a lesser liquid. Okay, why I wrote liquid instead of water, because for some recipes you may already add some soy sauce, dark soy sauce, maybe you can add other vinegar or whatever, or coconut milk. Okay, so with this liquid is about 250 grams if you're using 200 grams of rice. Okay, if you're using basmati rice, you require more water, okay, a little bit more water. So it's 200 grams with 400 grams of water. If you're using brown rice, then you need even more. Okay, 200 grams is to 450 grams of liquid. Okay, so this is the ratio. If you can do a screenshot, you can just keep it. All right. Now, this ratio is a guide, for you to achieve the best results. Now, to achieve even better results, right, we will advise you to follow the cookie dough recipes, okay, which already tested. If you want to try out your own recipes, we will advise you to boil the water first. Boil the water or liquid up to 100 degrees Celsius before you add the rice. Okay, meaning you don't add the rice when the cooking, the mixing bowl is cold. You put it into a hot liquid, the texture of the outcome of the cooked rice will be better. Okay, and after you cook, let the rice rest in the mixing bowl for at least 5 minutes before serving, so that it can absorb all the sauce, the taste, the ingredients after the temperature is cooling down. Okay, so this is the rice cooker mode. Okay, I can see some of your questions. Can use Japanese rice. Okay, if you are using Japanese rice, I would I'd suggest that you use the simmering basket. Okay, because with this, if you want to achieve a better outcome, lah. All right. What about mix of brown and cargo rice? If you are mixing brown rice, and I think you can take about also 400 grams like the basmati rice ratio. Okay. Forgive me if I cannot answer all your questions at this moment because we still have some other content to go through. Okay. I can tell you after these sessions, I will post the replay, okay, the recording in the YouTube. And if today I can't answer your questions, all right, you can actually go to the YouTube link later on when we post it, okay, to post your questions, and then I can actually comment and answer that. All right. Okay, so okay, let me see. Right. Okay, now the slow cook mode, okay, slow cook mode is another cooking mode which is very popular and which is also personally I love it very, very much. Yes, I will also share these presentation slides. All right. Okay, now set the temperature between 37 to 98. That means the maximum temperature of slow cook is 98 degrees Celsius. Why is it so important that we set it 98 degrees Celsius? It's because temperature is below the boiling point, so the food will remain juicy and tender without loss of liquid. Because when you reach the boiling point at 100 degrees Celsius, right, so perhaps it will become vapor, and then your ingredients will be like less juicy. So this is why we purposely set the maximum temperature of slow cook at 98 degrees Celsius. And it is so smart that it auto stir at the slower speed with reverse. You do not need to set the speed. Some people say, what speed do I need to use when I use slow cook? Answer is no need to think about it. You no need to set, because the moment you just activate it, it will use the slower speed with reverse mode. Okay, because when we use slow cook mode, usually we want to cook something with meat, okay, with ingredients inside, with solid ingredients there. So it will use the reverse mode, and when the desired temperature is reached, the Thermomix will actually stop stirring with 1 minute interval. Okay, so 1 minute it will stir, 1 minute it will just let it cook, let it simmer. Okay, and then 1 minute it will stir again. So this, why it will keep on stirring with 1 minute interval, is because it will be dangerous if the knife is not moving. That's why some users actually they know about another product that to replace the mixing knife, so that there is no knife to be used in the mixing bowl, so that they think that it will actually enlarge the capacity to cook more food, and then there is no mixing knife there to cut the ingredients, right? But that particular thing, which I will show you in my next sessions, okay, that particular accessory is not by Thermomix, not by Warwick, and it's very dangerous if there is no mixing knife in the mixing bowl to stir. Okay, the egg boiler mode is different because the maximum duration is only 19 minutes, but for slow cook the maximum is 8 hours, minimum is 1 hour. If it's like 1 hour or more, you don't stir it, okay, the temperatures in your mixing bowl will not remain evenly, and it is easily will burn your bowl base, right? That's why after 1 minute of stopping, it will still stir another 1 minute. So this is the design, that the genius of the engineer to actually come up with this design. Okay, so this is slow cook. That's why your food is always very, very tender and juicy, and the bowl is very clean. It will not have bowl base burnt. And to achieve the best result, cook maximum 800 grams of meat with sauce and other ingredients. Just like how I explained at the beginning about the dough mode. Okay, the comfortable stage for this Thermomix to handle the slow cook mode is maximum about 800 grams of meat. Because it's too heavy, it still can handle. It's just that it will require more strength to handle and to stir the ingredients. All right, and then the outcome or texture of your meat may not be the best. Okay, and to maintain your mixing bowl and your mixing knife for a long term, okay, to care for it, the care and maintenance, always pour out the cooked food without much delay and clean the mixing bowl and lid immediately. Why? Because for some recipes, you may already soak your mixing knife in the sauce, in the gravies and the soup for more than 5 hours, 6 hours, up to 8 hours, right? So to avoid any oxidation or tarnishing because of the ingredients, okay, like meat, all these are actually considered acidic ingredients. So to avoid tarnishing or oxidations, okay, because soak in the water or liquid for too long, as long as you just pour out the cooked food and you clean it using the pre-clean mode, or you just rinse it, okay, that is fine. And you can keep your mixing bowl and knife for long term as shiny as possible. All right, so this is some tips for you to care for TM6. Now, the fourth cooking mode that I want to introduce is Sous Vide. Okay, Sous Vide mode is a cooking technique to deliver restaurant quality results. Now, who has tried Sous Vide mode so far? Can I have a show of hands? If you have used the Sous Vide mode, can you please share with us what meat or what ingredients or what food that you have cooked? Chicken breast or salmon or beef or whatever? Can I haven't tried, okay? I have, oh, this is Catherine, another Catherine haven't tried. Eggs, yes, you can also use sous vide to cook eggs, and it's really, really nice. Most of you are cooking salmon. Okay, anyone has tried the chicken breast? Yeah, I understand many of you actually do not like to eat chicken breast because you think that the texture of the chicken is very hard, right? But if you're using sous vide, it's very, very nice. All right, and you must try it out. Okay, so now I'm going to show you, okay, how you can actually do, not cooking, but I just show you the steps. Okay, our sous vide mode can actually have precise temperature control with 1 degree Celsius accuracy. This is amazing, you know. Because if you want to buy a standalone sous vide machines, it will cost you few thousand. Some are actually 10,000 as well. You have a very good one, the branded one. But now with the 7,000, with a Thermomix, sous vide mode is just one of the functions and one of the modes. Okay, without saying other functions, it's just one of it. But if you spend few thousand to buy the sous vide machines, it's only for sous vide. It's only one purpose. Now, yes, I see Iman say she tried Dolly's Hainanese chicken debone. Very, very nice, right? Yes, and you will love it. Your husband will love it. So now with Thermomix, with this 1 degree Celsius accuracy from 40 degrees Celsius to 85 degrees Celsius. Okay, and you can cook any type of ingredients or food using this mode. Now, how you can do it is, now I will just stop this. Okay, so you can see my video clearly. Now, you have to put in a sous vide bag, okay, a vacuum bag. So you put in your ingredients and other marinades ingredients. Marinate your chicken breast or your salmon or your egg or your beef, okay? And then you put it inside this Ziploc bag or so-called a vacuum bag, okay? Then you make sure that there's no air, press out all the air, and then you seal it, okay? Seal it already. If you have okay, where to buy the bag? Go Shopee. Okay, 11/11 is coming. Okay, you can go Shopee, Lazada to buy. Right. If you have a blade cover and peeler or blade cover, you can insert the blade cover peeler into your mixing bowl, and you just place the vacuum bag on top of the blade cover and peeler. Now, if you do not know where to get your blade cover and peeler, contact your advisors, okay? Or you go to our official online shops, the Thermomix online shop, you can find it. Contact your advisor is better lah. Huh? Now, if you do not have it, don't worry. We do not need necessary to have a blade cover and peeler. You can also use simmering basket. And this is come with your Thermomix, all right? And if you use simmering basket, you just put in the marinated ingredients in the sous vide bag, okay? Just put in the vacuum bag, just put in, right? And then you just close it, all right? And you can just insert this into the mixing bowl, cover with water, okay? Cover with water. Whether you are putting in the simmering basket or on the blade cover or peeler, you make sure that you have to cover with water. The water have to cover all the bag fully, but not exceed the maximum capacity of the mixing bowl, which is 2.2 liter. Okay, just make sure it's covered the vacuum bag. The best thing is after you have covered it, okay, the water, take out the sous vide bag again. Okay, take out the vacuum bag from the mixing bowl or from the simmering basket, and you actually heat up to your desired or near to your desired temperature. When it reach, then you put it back. Reason why is when you want the texture to be better, your vacuum bag should be put into the water with the desired temperature. If you put too early from room temperature to heating, it's also fine, just that maybe the texture will not be as perfect as the second options that I just told you. Okay, you put in first, make sure you cover water, and you take it out again, heat up to the desired temperature, okay, and then you put back this vacuum bag and you activate the sous vide mode. That is the best way. Okay, that's the best way. So now I want to show you again. Okay, the sentence actually tell you put marinated ingredients in the vacuum bag, all right, and cook in the water bath up to 12 hours with the aid of blade cover or simmering basket. Now, then you insert the vacuum bag into the mixing bowl, okay, when the water has reached the desired temperature. So this one actually summarizes what I've said. Now, some of you may ask, I want to cook this, I want to cook that, but I do not know what is the best temperature, what is the best timing or duration, right? Now, I'm going to ask my assistant, okay, to post the link, okay? This link is actually old link, but it's still updated content for the blade cover, not blade cover peeler, but this blade cover welcome guide, including the English and the Chinese. There are a few tables which are very, very useful. Do you want to know how it looks like? Okay, you don't click the link first, because the moment you click the link, you're out already, and then you are not focused here. Now I can show you here. Okay, I show you here with this. Okay, let me. Okay, wait a while. All right. Can you see my screen now? In this guide, if you want to choose English, you can click the English link. It's already in the chat room. There is a table. This is for sous vide. This table will show you all kind of meat, okay, popular used meat like beef, lamb, okay, chicken breast, duck breast. What is the recommended weight, amount? What is the size or thickness that you need to prepare? How much water is approximately that you need to add into the mixing bowl? Amount of the vacuum bags, 1 or 2. Okay, the temperature, the time, and also what is the tips and what would be the outcome. Do you like this table? If you like this table, can you say love it? I saw someone said cannot hear me. Can all of you hear me? Right? I can. I think you can. Otherwise, everyone is responding to my comments. Perhaps someone who cannot hear me, you have to leave and come back again, right? Or maybe adjust your own devices. Okay, so this is for sous vide, and not only meat. You can see for seafood. You have seafood here, prawns, octopus, wow, and have eggs. Like just now, Afiza said you use sous vide to cook eggs, right? This is poached eggs, onsen eggs, right? And then vegetables. Can you imagine, sous vide can cook vegetables? Yes, mushroom, green beans, okay? You have all these, even fruits, pineapples, apricots, bananas also can use sous vide. You want that? You tell your friends, you eat banana. Banana is just a very normal banana. I eat sous vide banana. Because what is sous vide banana? You don't know, right? You get your Thermomix first, then you know. Okay, so you make sure the banana become high class one. Because of Thermomix, it becomes sous vide banana. All right, so this is for sous vide, and not only sous vide. Just now I talked about slow cook, right? You also have the slow cook table. Wow, you have this meat for slow cook. All right, what stewing steak lah, lamb shoulder lah. You have this meatballs duck legs lah, chicken drumsticks turkey legs whatever legs Don't cook your own legs for do. All right, then you have this quantity, size of thickness, guide to amount, temperature, time, 3 hours, 5 hours, or 4 hours. And you can also use slow cook to cook other things, not just meat or soup. Okay, you can cook dessert. Like for me, I love to use the slow cook mode to cook. Guess. Okay, many of you should know, those advisors should know. Black glutinous rice dessert. That is the best. If you want the recipe, okay, follow my Facebook and IG. I can share with you. Actually, I already shared in the Thermomix Truly Asian group chat also. Wow, the black glutinous rice dessert is really perfect. Very, very nice. Okay, so you have to taste it. You have to try it out. Then you will know how amazing it is, your Thermomix. Okay, many of you maybe underutilize your Thermomix. But today, after this, I hope that you can maximize the features of the Thermomix, and then you make sure everyone who knows you will wow the next day, okay, after you share what you have cooked with Thermomix. All right, so this is the tables that I already shared the links. All right, and once I post this replay onto the YouTube, I will also make sure that I will share the links again, so that in case you miss it, you can still find it. Okay, what is my IG? Catherine Lim 82. Okay, Catherine Lim 82. Now, this is the sous vide, and I also have some tips. All right, same thing. If you want to maintain your knife and mixing bowl for long term, empty the bowl after the food is cooked without much delay, and clean the mixing knife immediately to avoid oxidation. Because imagine if your hands soak in the water for 8 hours, what will happen? Okay, you can imagine how your skins will become, right? Even though our mixing knife is stainless steel, okay, but any materials that you soak in water for too long, it will also be oxidized or will have some reactions on. Okay, so make sure that you always clean it immediately. Okay, now, so this is the link that just now I already shared. Okay, and if you want to actually just keep it, you can also now take your phone to screen to scan this QR code. It will also lead you to the blade cover and pillar mode, blade cover and pillar guide, and in there the same tables for sous vide and slow cook is there. Okay, so you can actually just save the link here by scanning this QR code. All right, so this is the cooking modes that many of you love it. Now, after cooking, You have to clean it, right? So now I want to introduce the pre-clean mode. Okay, so pre-clean mode, you have 4 options. Now, you read the words pre-clean. It doesn't sound thorough clean. Okay, so pre-clean meaning is like, it's the first layer or first round for you just to clean your bowl first. Don't expect that after this pre-clean, you do not need to rinse it, you do not need to brush it. Okay, it's pre-clean, meaning it's the first layer for you to clean or rinse your mixing bowl so that it's easier for you to do the thorough cleaning. Okay, so you can choose 4 different options. If you are using after dough, all right, then you can use this dough. If it's just normal cooking, you use universal, and fat or caramel, you use these options. Now, I have also shared with you the temperature that will be used by the Thermomix. You do not need to set the temperature, because the moment when you select the mode, select the options, it will auto program with this specific temperature. The reason why I want to show you temperature is because for the first 3 options, it's fine for you to use water plus vinegar or a drop of the dishwasher. A drop only, not half bottle, okay? No need to pour too much, just a drop of dishwasher liquid for the pre-clean. But if you are using the browning options, meaning maybe you have cooked something that the bowl base is a bit got starchy, firm, then a bit like brownie, okay? So you can use this varoma, these browning options, which it will activate the varoma temperature, the features. So when it is activate this varoma, meaning it will heat up with vapor, okay? It will generate steam. So when you generate steam, right, if your dishwasher is something that will create a lot of foam, it will overflow. So when you use this browning option, if you want to choose this, you are advised to use 1 liter of water plus vinegar, or half teaspoon of the dishwasher powder, because the dishwasher powder will have less foam. But the best is just use vinegar, okay, so that it will not have the foam flow out, and then you have to clean. By right, you just pre-clean your bowl. Now you have to clean all your tables. Okay, so this is a tips for you. Now, the next one is place the measuring cup on the cover lid when you're using this pre-clean, and do not insert butterfly whisk, because some of you ask me, I have used a butterfly to do some mixings, right? So can I actually put in the butterfly whisk to clean together? The answer is no, because for some of the options, okay, the speed could be up to speed 5. It's depending on how dirty or how much oil actually remain in your mixing bowl. So sometimes the speed may go up to speed 5. And when we use butterfly whisk, the maximum speed is only 4. Okay, so it is actually exit the manageable speed for the butterfly whisk. So do not insert butterfly whisk. Okay, all right. So this is the pre-clean mode. And now I have a good news. There will be an updated pre-clean launch on next week. Okay, 15th of November. Are you happy? Do you want to know what is it? Who wants to know? Write me. Let me see how many me. More than 50 me, then I'll show you. Okay, actually I already show. Now, from next week, 15 November, the 4 option will add 1 more additional. It's called short. Why does it call short? Is because there are many, we have a lot of feedback from the users that most of the pre-clean options, it takes too long. And many of you actually, before the time's up, you already stop. Am I right? Many of you also like that, right? That means by right, it should be go for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, but maybe 2 minutes, you already stop it because you think that is enough already. No need to clean so long, right? So we have this short, which is the maximum is about 2 minutes. or less than 2 minutes. So this one is also good for advisors. If you are doing demo and you want to show your customer, you just want to show the customers how the PreClean mode functions, right? You can choose this so that it won't take too long, and then it will have no much background noise while you're doing demo. You love it? Okay, so this is next week. Next week you will do some update, then you will see it. All right. Make sure you have Cookie-Doo account, okay? Because this update you may require to log in your Cookie-Doo account. Okay. Now, next, the remaining mode, I'm not going to spend too much time because we only have 1.5 hours and we have too many functions or modes we have Thermomix, and in future it will add on more. So what I have shared with you, the first few modes is the most commonly used one. All right, so now I'm going to just also introduce briefly some other modes that some people, some of you are also love it very much. It's just that it compared to the rest that I have shared, these are those lesser usage. Okay, but it's still a useful usage, and you have to good to know more about it. One is the fermentation mode. Okay, because perhaps it will take too long hours to ferment something. That's why most of us we want quick, so that's why we use the other modes more frequently. But fermentation mode from the Thermomix is also very, very good. It can operate up to 12 hours. Okay, and it can control the temperature between 37 degrees Celsius and 70 degrees Celsius precisely for different things. So I will also share these slides after this sharing, okay, together with the video, the replay. Okay, I'll put these slides into a Google Drive so that you can also take all this information for use. All right, so you can use different temperature, different hours to ferment different ingredients and food. And there are two ways for you. Just like the weighing scale, you can weigh it in the mixing bowl and also on top of the cover lid. Okay, the mixing bowl lid, you add, you put the bowl and then you weigh it, right? Same method applies to fermentation mode. You can also ferment the food, the ingredients in the bowl if it is liquid base or something that it doesn't matter if the mixing knife rotate will affect the outcome. Okay, usually it's liquid base lah. All right, so you can ferment in the mixing bowl. Another way is if like you want to ferment proof the dough or something solid, or you want to do the yogurt in the jar. Okay, then you can just also put on top of the lid, but not in a bowl, in the Varoma set. Okay, put in the Varoma set. All right, then you can just okay, so see this, put in the Varoma set and then put on top of the mixing bowl lid. So it's actually same thing when I explain the scale. Okay, two methods, one in the bowl or one on top of the lid, but this one is require a Varoma set. All right, so you can do yogurt, okay, especially the yogurt in the jar using this fermentation mode. That is perfect. So this is the summary. Place liquid food in the mixing bowl or solid food in the Varoma dish. Okay, but make sure if you put in the Varoma dish, you must add water in the bowl, not empty bowl. Okay, you must add in water, and then you choose the perfect and desired temperature so that the food can be fermented in a constant and consistent temperature. All right, so this is the fermentation mode. The next one is kettle mode. Right, so this is also another mode that some of you might want to use it to to make your coffee or your green tea. But this kettle mode is not for you to directly pour in the coffee or pour in the tea or pour in the milk to warm up or to heat up. Okay, is to add in the desired amount of water, plain water, just like the egg boiler mode. Okay, just like the egg boiler mode. So maximum 2.2 liter to the mixing bowl. Okay, set the desired temperature on the screen. Okay, maybe I show you this. Replace. Okay, if you are coming to this manual mode, you can see that you can adjust temperature 95, 98, and then 100, right? But, okay, I can press this and then reset. Now, if I go to the mode, okay, let me choose the kettle mode. Okay, when you see I adjust, it's 95. When I turn down, you can't find 98. Okay, it's only 95 and then start from 37. There is no 98. Only the manual mode you will see the 98 degrees Celsius. So in case when if you realize that how come the my kettle mode doesn't have 98 degrees Celsius, that is normal. Okay, so I will just want to show you this. No time setting is needed because the heating time depends on the quantity and the initial temperature of water. So if you put in cold water, of course, it will require a longer time to reach to 100 degrees Celsius. But if you are using warm water or room temperature, it will take a lesser time. So the time setting depends on the quantity and the initial temperature of water, and you do not need to worry about it. The Thermomix will help you to detect. Okay, and the speed is auto-programmed at 1. So when I say that you can only put in water to use this kettle mode, if you want to warm up or heat up soup or other sauce or gravies, okay, you use the warm up mode, not the kettle mode. All right. So I just want to show you, even though you are using the plain water, but sometimes you may also add small amounts of tea, herbs, or spices to the water. It is fine. Yasmin, you add, most of it is the water, but you add small amounts of tea, herbs, and spices is fine. But, or lemon juice, but not the, like the whole milk, whole bottle of milk or coffee, okay, or some sauce or soup, okay, or red bean soup. No, that one, no. All right, so this is the kettle mode. Okay, so avoid using this one to warm up sauces because you have another mode which is warm up mode to warm up your food. Okay, so you can choose from 37 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius. So for warm up, because it's warm up, not heat up, so you do not need to reach 100 degrees Celsius. The maximum 90 degrees Celsius, your food is warm enough for you to consume already. Okay, so for this one, you can reheating soup with food pieces is fine because you can actually select the speed at the spoon speed. However, if you are using kettle mode, you can't choose the speed. It is speed 1 and also it is in the clockwise. So if you are putting some soup with ingredients there to use the kettle mode to heat up, your ingredients, if you have chicken breast inside, it will become a shredded chicken already, right? That's why that one kettle mode is for water only. Okay, you warm up, you can use this warm up mode because you can select the spoon speed. And if you want to warm up food with thicker texture, you can select a higher speed, 1 or maximum 2. Okay, you only have 3 speed. Okay, if you are not sure what am I talking about, I can show you on the screen. Okay, you come back here to the screen and you choose the warm up mode. All right, so you can see you can choose the temperature over here. When you turn this, okay, you can choose spoon 1, 2. Okay, you can see this, huh? So you can choose 3 speed. Okay, 3 types of speed. All right, so this is how it works. Okay, so let me go back. Now, you may also insert butterfly wings to help warming food with bigger volumes or thicker consistency because the higher speed is only maximum 2. It doesn't like the pre-clean mode. It may go to up to speed 5, so you can't put in butterfly wings. But this one, the maximum is speed 2, so you can put in the butterfly wings if it is needed. All right, so warm up liquid or creamy food only. Not recommended to warm up solid food like rice or pasta that without liquid. This is not advised to use this warm up. If you want to heat up pasta or rice, you can use steam. Put it in a bowl and then in the varoma, and then you use varoma to steam. Okay. Now the next mode is thicken mode. Okay. Two temperature settings available: 80 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Celsius. Depends of your recipes. If it's 8 thickened ingredients, you use 80 degrees Celsius because egg is a sensitive ingredient. If it's starch thickened recipes, that means the recipes have the starchy ingredients to thicken it, you can use 100 degrees Celsius. All right, and the speed setting is at 4. So you are fine to use the butterfly whisk to, if you want to thicken some the ingredients or some food, to usually like the emulsified sauces. Okay, so you can use the butterfly whisk as well. But remember, doesn't like the warm up mode. The warm up mode, you can warm up soup with some food pieces. But for thicken, because the speed is up to speed 4, and it's not up to, it's only one speed at speed 4, and it is clockwise. So if you want to thicken something, make sure it's just sauce. Place only liquid or sauces without solid food in the mixing bowl. Okay, otherwise your ingredients will be cut. Okay, so the blend mode is very simple. Okay, to blend hot food, best at maximum 800 grams of ingredients only. Okay, 800 grams of the liquid or 800 grams of the frozen fruits if you want to blend it into an ice cream or sorbet. Okay, and you can choose the duration from 10 seconds to 5 minutes. Okay, now what is the difference between blend mode and my manual manual adjusting the speed, manual setting of the speed? For manually, I can also turn the speed to speed 6 and 8, right? But why we still need to have a blend mode? Reason being, the moment when you turn the blend mode, it will start at 6. Okay, so but even it start at 6, the mixing knife itself is actually pre-programmed to control the speed from slow to high. So it is actually a better way to protect your mixing knife, because if you manually turn it, right, you may not know how to adjust from slow to fast. Okay, maybe it's too fast and then the ingredients is hard inside, and then your knife is turning too fast at the first 2 seconds at speed 8, and then maybe the hard ingredients will just hit to the mixing bowl and then dented. Okay, but if you're using blend mode, it will actually have a better way to control the speed, even though you just start from speed 6. Okay, so this is why we have this auto mode for you to use, especially if you are beginners. Okay, so make sure no hard ingredients in the mixing bowl when blend mode is in use. It's only for you to blend liquid base or something that is you want to blend it into soup base or sorbet base or like puree. Okay, but if you have bone inside, no. Okay, so this is blend mode. Now the last mode I'm going to cover before I end this sessions. All right, onions, yes, you can, but then onions, you may not need to take 30 seconds, right? Because you can set at 10 seconds, but usually if you want to blend the onions, maybe 5-6 seconds will enough already, depending of your amount lah. Okay, but if something with bone, then you can't use the blend mode. All right, now peeler mode must be in use with the new blade cover and peeler. Okay, if you do not have this, can you see the photo? Okay, if you do not have this blade cover and peeler, then you are not able to use this peeler mode. Okay, this is a must to be in use with this accessory. So if you do not know where to get it, contact your advisors, or you can visit our official web page, okay, or club. Thermomix, then you can actually purchase it. Now, same thing, you realize that a lot of the mode, it will tell you that no more than 800 grams. That the blend mode is the most comfortable is 800 grams, slow cook mode also 800 grams, right? And then the dough mode is about 500 to 600 grams of the flour. So for this pillar mode, also maximum is 800 grams of root vegetables at one time. And you must always add 600 grams of water, no matter how much. If you put 50 grams of ingredients or 100 grams of ingredients, you also need to add 600 grams of water. Okay, and the time setting is between 30 seconds and 5 minutes to peel different root vegetables. Now, for best results, use even-sized vegetables that fit through the lid opening. Okay, what do I mean is lid opening is the size of your ingredients, okay, must be something that you can go through this hole. Okay, not too big. Okay, if too big, then it's not advised, not recommended. So you must make sure that it's almost even size. All right. And I also have a gift for you. Now, so this is a tables that my team has already come up with, so that if you are using this plate cover and peeler, and you can use manual setting or peeler mode. Okay, both also can, but there are some ingredients is not recommended to use the peeler mode, because the peeler mode, the minimum is 30 seconds. But for some ingredients, in maybe you just need to use 8 seconds, which is much lesser than the minimum setting. So for this, for example, hard-boiled egg, you can use 8 seconds. Okay, and speed 3. So we also have this, like the water chestnut, ginger, what would be the recommended weight and also the duration. Okay, so now my assistant will share a Google link, all right, that you can actually get this PDF from the link. You can download from this link. Okay, so this is something that I also, as an extra gift, if later you can't get the lucky draw gift, this is the extra gift for you. Okay, now, last but not least, we have these 2 hidden modes. Okay, you can't see it on the screen, but you can actually access it through our guided cooking. In the past, you can only access it through the cookie dough recipes, but now we also have this so-called get started with modes, which already pre-filled to your machines. Okay, that's why even if you are offline, you do not have cookie dough access, you can also access to this high temp mode and also sugar stages recipes through the guided recipes. Okay, so this is for safety reasons, because it requires higher temperature. So to avoid that maybe the children at home is misuse it. So that's why we only use in the guided cooking recipes. Okay, so every recipe is being tested. Now, before I go to the last sessions of the lucky draw, I would just want to share with you. Just now I have shared with you all the modes, right? Do you know that you can actually adjust the appearance of the feature mode screens according to your preference? How many of you know you can actually adjust all the feature modes according to your preference? Who don't know you can put no? Let me see. Okay, so for those who say no, I'm going to show you. All right, now you can see the screen, right? So when you turn it here, can you actually spot the difference between mine and yours? You look at mine, my first one is scales, my second is turbo, my third is dough, and my egg boiler is at the 4th. Okay, so how you can do this is you click on these 3 icons, the 3 dots, and then you edit view. All right, so you can change the sequence. For example, if I want to change the egg boiler before the dough I can do this. You can change sequence. Let this one, maybe I want it to change with the sous vide mode, I can change. All right, and if you do not want, for example, I don't have the blade cover and pillar, I don't need the pillar mode, I can hide it. And you just save. Okay, then this is how it will look like. And there is no pillar mode here. And then say, what I have already bought the pillar blade cover and pillar, and I want to activate my pillar mode, come back and show. Then you save again. All right, so this is for those who do not know yet. This is something that you can play around according to your preference. Is it cool? If it's cool, you put the cool there. All right, good. Now, so this time, I think you already know how to set the time, okay? How to do set the temperature, because just now I already show you the modes, okay? But because I will share these slides with all of you, you can refer to these tables, what temperature is suitable for what functions, recommend for what usage. I just want to highlight one thing, okay? Before I go to the lucky draw, the Varoma features, okay? When you activate this Varoma on your screen, meaning that, okay, I just stop this. When I click here, if I turn to the maximum, the last one is Varoma, okay? What I'm talking about, this is this Varoma, not the Varoma sets, okay? Now, if you are activating this Varoma features or temperature, okay, please ensure that you have sufficient liquid, because every 15 minutes, it will consume 250 grams of liquid. This is a function that it will heat up your food, yet it will also generate vapor. That's why it's a vapor with aroma, right? So it will create steam. And how to create steam, generate steam, is from the liquid, okay, from the water. That's why it will consume your water faster than other temperature, like 100 degrees Celsius or 98 degrees Celsius, because Varoma is a must that it will consume, it will use the water to generate the steam. Okay, so every 15 minutes consume 250 grams of liquid. So the liquids may also rise and overflow if you are cooking with milk or cream in the mixing bowl. Okay, especially for those or maybe with starchy ingredients, okay, the liquids may also rise and create foam. For example, when you cook rice, right, sometimes you will see the foam will overflow a bit. So make sure that if you are using Varoma, you always have this Varoma on top, okay, because it wants to steam the food, so that when you have this Varoma on top, then it will actually help to avoid this overflowing. But if you are stirring something with Varoma, or you cook something that you need to have this Varoma features activated, okay, make sure that you use it only at the last 2-3 minutes to thicken the sauce. Because some of you, you want to thicken the sauce, you can use it at the last 2-3 minutes. You do not need to use the Varoma for the whole process, unless you are stirring vegetables, or just within 4 minutes, 5 minutes is fine. But if you want to cook something which is more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right, without steaming any food, right, you cook using the 100 degrees Celsius and the 120 degrees Celsius, depending on what ingredients. Okay, if you want to use the Varoma to thicken the sauce, use it at the last 2-3 minutes. Okay, so this will also help you to avoid your bowl base being burnt. Okay, another way to avoid the bowl base being burnt, which I will also share in my next sessions about the care maintenance, is if you have cooked something starchy, okay, clean it thoroughly before you cook the next dish. Okay, to avoid the forming starchy film on the base of mixing bowl. Because otherwise, if it's starchy firm over there and you cook the next dish, even you have sufficient liquid, when the moment you activate the Varoma features, it will also dry up. Okay, because there is a film that at a base that it cannot spread out the temperature evenly. So this one I will also continue in depth in my next sessions. But right now, just to inform you, must make sure you have sufficient liquid. Okay. All right. So the speed is very easy to understand how you control the speed. Okay, and the heating is deactivated at speeds higher than 6. This is a safety features. The moment when you want to activate higher speed, it will cut off the temperature, the heat up. Okay, and this table will tell you what kind of texture that you want to achieve. And of course, for more information, please refer to your basic cookbook, the chopping functions, the chopping session. All right, so once again, just want to thank for your attendance. All right, so I hope to see you at our next training sessions. Yeah.